But the only way to hear the great Eileen Farrell sing in person now is to drop in on her. So that's what we did.
For a girl and guy, we breathe, we feel, we touch, we see. It's so ideal for people like you and me.
She doesn't sing in Carnegie Hall as she once did, or in the Metropolitan Opera House. She sings to herself while she runs her errands around Yarmouth, Maine.
How the miles go by. So I don't know how to finish it.
She suffers from something like shyness, something like old-fashioned stage fright. So she doesn't sing for audiences anymore. She sings for friends, like her old friend Lunis McGlowan, the composer and pianist.
And the hive of bees, when we first got stung, well, we once got stung. Summers at Bordeaux.
But make no mistake about this, she sings as well as ever she did when she was a fabulous rising star and the world was young.
Just a dream ago, when the world was young.
That was great.
Thank you. When the world was young, Mamma Mia. Thank you, darling.
When she was young, Eileen Farrell was one of the most famous singers in the whole wide world of classical music. Eileen Farrell thrilled audiences all over the world with her immense, magnificent soprano, singing Verdi and Wagner and Rossini. A critic wrote, Eileen Farrell is to singers what Niagara is to waterfalls.
Rushing and rushing.
Well, let's take, maybe I was pushing. Let's take it from the
I wanted
last
you to say that,
of,
really.
Huh?
I wanted you to say that.
Oh. Let's take
The
it
great
from the last
opera
8
star sings the wonderful old popular songs now, and she doesn't sing them as an opera star might be expected to. She sings them as they were meant to be sung.
Make the mighty memories and the dreams of time.
You sound astonishingly young. If you close your eyes, you really do sound like a 25-year-old.
I know that's true, and don't ask me why. I haven't the slightest idea. I'm 68 years old, and I sound very young. That's true, and I don't know why.
2 or 3 times a year, she hops a plane to Charlotte, North Carolina, where her friend Lunas McGlowan lives, walks into a recording studio with him, and sings into a microphone anything she feels like singing. And after a while, another album comes out on the small reference label. The one that's just out this summer is called Eileen Farrell Sings Harold Arlen.
Terrific.
I don't know where she gets that energy. How does somebody sound 21 at that age? We're doing an arrangement of My Heart Stood Still. I said, it would be nice at the end if we hold the note to emphasize that word still. My heart stood still. Just let it go. I said, hold the note as long as you want to. Well, my foot got tired of holding it on the pedal. She held the breath so long. She said, is that long enough? You know, it was longer than anybody I know could hold a note.
I was thinking, listening to you sing in the studio, you finish a beautiful song, having sung it beautifully, and there's not even any applause.
Well, I started that way. You know, I started at CBS, 1940-41, and there was nobody in the studio. The musicians sure aren't going to applaud. They're glad it's over with. And they sit there with their cigars and they're smoking and it was great. But there was nobody to applaud, so it didn't make any difference. I had a microphone to sing to, and I sang to that microphone.
Eileen Farrell began her career singing to microphones on radio. After that, television and concert halls. And finally, on December 6, 1960, to thunderous applause, she made her debut at the Metropolitan Opera in New York. But she was never a temperamental diva in the classical style. She never had the temperament for it.
The night before my debut, my little girl called me on the phone because I wasn't staying at home because it was too much chaos. And she said, Mother, I have the chicken pox. Don't do this to me. Get your father on the phone. And she said, did you lose your sense of humor? I could have killed her. That was no way to treat her mother.
I once asked Eileen, how do you shoulder the responsibility of being called the greatest dramatic soprano in the world? She said, I'm not sure it's any more important than cooking a good Irish stew.
She was a prima donna, but she's not a prima donna.
Right. Eileen is like one of those warm, witty, and caring ladies you like to have as a neighbor next door. And she fits that role perfectly until she opens her mouth and starts to sing. Nobody has a next door neighbor that sounds like that.
You're gonna love me like nobody's loved me. Come rain or come shine.
Eileen Farrell is approaching 70 years of age, with a voice high as a mountain and deep as a river. Sing on forever, Miss Farrell. We're gonna love you like we've always loved you. Come rain or come shine.
But I'm with you all